Nimesikia yule muganga alikuwa hapa kuchokoza rais wangu. Sasa nimefika ni mujibu. Nimwambie William Ruto ni rais wa Kenya. Wewe ni mwananchi wa kawaida. Wewe unasema tunaweza futa ambassador wa Amerika kazi. Hata assistant chief yako pale Bondo huwezi futa kazi. Mambo ya pesa ya wazee wale wa 70 years and above. Rais amepanga hao wazee watakuwa wanapata pesa. Ya pili, rais ametuagiza tuanzishe tena kuandikisha wale wazee wamefikisha 70 years waanze kupata marupurupu yao. Na tukiandikisha hao, nimemwambia PS huyu mzee wa kitendawili umuandikishe akuwe akichukua 1,000 yake 2 kila mwezi ndio aende kupumzika. Tumekubaliana? Mimi nimemwambia rais wewe kaa kando. Dawa ya hii mzee ni mtoto ya mau. Mimi nitaonana na yeye.
You want to tell a rogue ambassador, leave Kenyans alone. Tell the rogue ambassador, Kenya is not United States. Kenya is not a colony of United States. Keep your mouth shut when you're here. Otherwise, you will call for your recall back to your country.
And say that you have the capacity to recall an ambassador from the United States accredited to this country by the American government. As a private citizen, how would you recall an ambassador? You cannot even transfer an assistant chief in your local application.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Elijah Geshero. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, tap that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. And in case you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me and for your continued support. Like I said, this is the greatest YouTuber in the Republic of Kenya and beyond. And the E in my name stands for exactly what you need. A veteran or the seasoned deputy president has launched yet another salvos, other attacks, deadly verbal tirade towards opposition chief Raila Odinga when he was in Eldoret earlier today to launch or to preside over the Devolution conference in Eldoret. It is this moment that the deputy president used to rain down on Raila Odinga, and there are salvos that definitely Raila will have to respond to in the coming days, and I'll be here to bring you the latest in everything politics, trending news, entertainment, lifestyle, and so on and so forth. So
the unprovoked and unwarranted attack on the U.S. ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, is as a result of people being allergic to the truth and the reality. Ambassador Meg Whitman and other ambassadors were at bombers throughout the counting of votes. They had access to the public portal. They had calculators. They are educated, and they have done some bit of mathematics. They added the numbers, they observed, and they were clear that the election was won fair and square, and it was open, democratic, and meets the best international standards. What the ambassador is saying is that is the truth. So she is being attacked and vilified by saying what everybody knows. I want to request leaders to accept the truth and the reality and move on. Life is not static. Life is dynamic. Today you are up, tomorrow you are down, and so on. Again, I want to request our leaders to exercise patriotism to their motherland. President William Ruto inherited a difficult situation. I said in Kasarani on the inauguration day on the 13th of September last year, and some people thought I'm mischievous, and they thought probably I'm mannerless to say the truth in front of visitors. And I said the kind of economy we had inherited, and the coffers were empty, And in our stores, even rats had disappeared because there was nothing to eat. And the president has embarked on a very difficult journey of the economic transformation of this great republic. Along the way, we have found good friends. Ambassador Meg Whitman, in a record time, has increased the volume of trade between Kenya and the United States, that as I speak today, the United States of America is Kenya's largest trading partner in the world. She has taken time to sit with the president, to sit with me, to sit with our cabinet ministers, to unlock business opportunities and to bring investors from America. What she deserves is commendation, not vilification for being truthful. I want to urge Ambassador Meg to ignore the noises and acclimatize to the Kenyan way of doing things. Perennial complaints year after year. She should stay focused and go on with her work. I want to say that we need also to be respectful to our development partners. You cannot speak in a public forum before national television and say that you have the capacity to recall an ambassador from the United States accredited to this country by the American government. It's simply being mischievous. As a private citizen, how would you recall an ambassador? You cannot even transfer an assistant chief in your locus application. You know, it's part of the denial syndrome. You know what was happening during the handshake regime? It's something that happened that nobody can comprehend. That cabinet ministers were being told to go and brief a private citizen on what is happening in government. Principal secretaries were being told to go and brief a private citizen on the workings of government. The CS National Treasury was being told to go and brief a private citizen about the budget. That is why that private citizen thinks he can recall the American ambassador to go back to the country. That situation is over. We have a government in place. Please just take up your rightful role and oversight government, because that is your role. Again, I want to say that the hardship team, after destroying the economy of this country, gave President Ruto no chance, because they knew it was almost impossible to turn around the country. In a record 1 year, President William Ruto, through pragmatic leadership, continuous engagement, agreeing to be advised, having a very competent economic council, has done the unthinkable. In 1 year, the economy has shown signs of recovery, to the extent that for the first time in 7 years, all county governments were given their money before the closure of the financial year on June 30th. All members of parliament and the respective constituency development funds in the 290 constituencies were given all the allocation before the closure of the financial year on June 30th. So the people who had schemed to destroy the economy so that the next leader can fail are very envious. And that is why they are bitter, and that is why they are trying to portray our friends as bad people. What is happening, and I want to invite our brothers to understand, this William Ruto you despised, and you gave him no chance. Today, he is the desired visitor of every capital in the world. If he was to honor the invitations to the countries he is being asked to visit, he would be out of this country for 360 days in a year. And that is why people are envious. They thought that the West would not embrace him. They thought that the East would not embrace him. They characterized him as somebody unworthy of leadership. They said he is a thief. They said he is corrupt. They say the bottom-up economic agenda is a farce. In 1 year, he has become the leading light in the African continent. He is being sought by every country in Africa to speak for Africa. So I want to ask our brothers and sisters to just accept and move on. Life is that simple. It is that simple. Again, the president talked about corruption in the county governments and the national government. There is no corruption for the national government and the county governments. Corruption is corruption in its very form. And this government will deal with the corruption in the national government, in the county governments, and in the country. We know that some people are very uncomfortable because previously governors have been twisted to give money obtained fraudulently and corruptly to fund political activities. With this new war on corruption in the county governments, it is no longer going to be possible to coerce governors from your coalition to give you money for politics. That is a problem. That is a problem. So we understand where they are coming from. We feel you. We feel you. We know you are in a difficult situation. Finally, I want to say we are ready to work with the county government across the political landscape. We don't care in what political formation you are in. And we have told our people, we have told the administration, we have told the police to keep off politics because they are not good at it. It is foolish to use administrators and police in your politics. You will lose. That is how Uhuru and Raila lost by using chiefs and assistant chiefs and police in politics. We cannot repeat the same mistake. So chiefs, assistant chiefs, county commissioners, OCS, OSPD, they have no business in politics. Their work is to give services to the people of Kenya. Is to fight crime, is to fight illicit brew, is to register farmers, is to espouse government policy and keep off politics. Even governors elected on the opposition platform will enjoy the services of the administrators and the police and everybody else in an equitable and fair manner like the rest of the country. And therefore, let us work together. I am available for consultation with the COG in a structured manner. I'm available to individual governors. You don't need an appointment to come to my office as an elected governor. Anybody who has been elected by 100,000 people, it's not a joke. That is somebody who needs no appointment to go anywhere. Being 100,000 people who slept in a different home and they have not talked, and they all come to the ballot and decide you are the right person, you are somebody to be respected. So you don't need an appointment to come and talk to us. And those who have come to me, where you have challenges with our administrators, I have taken remedial action, and I will continue to do so. I'm told that when I answered the governor of Migori in Alliance, some governors were uncomfortable that I was disrespectful. I wanted to make a clarification. I was not talking about governors. I was talking about every Kenyan who has been denied security for bad behavior. And I was saying, when they are good behavior, we shall review, and we are reviewing. Okay? And it's not just governors, even presidential candidates, even running mates, even very senior people, former vice presidents, including ministers, everybody who needs to carry a firearm, your temperament must be right. That is the law. What we are saying is, we cannot allow our officers to be in maandamano because they'll have to fight their fellow officers and it is wrong. We are saying, if these maandamanos require so many officers, we must look for those officers from somewhere. And we start with those who are planning so that they can come and help us to beef up security. But if these demonstrations are over with the life, that's what we are saying. And from what I can see, I think it looks like it's over. So once we so that officers are dignified and governors are provided security so that they are able to carry out their work. We only had a problem when we had a shortage of officers and we needed more officers, and the people who are planning were having some of the officers. So we needed to get them to come and fight them and then go back. Because it's only fair, because that's the way things are done. So mimi nimeshukuru sana, and I really want to thank you. And this devolution must work, because the bottom-up economic transformation agenda must work. So the two have a symbiotic relationship. For one to work, the other one must work. So the President and I and the rest of us would support devolution. And it is my commitment, all factors being constant, governors will receive their monthly disbursement on time. But we also want to ask you governors to be fair to us. When these disbursements were late, you are shouting everywhere about it. Why don't you even spare 2 minutes to say that now you are receiving money on time, so that you tell the people of Kenya? It's only fair. If you are complaining you did not have to Kenyans, when you get, you have a duty also to inform them that you are getting. So it's important also to be fair to each other. So, COG Chair, at least I'm happy you have acknowledged that we have given you disbursement on time, and that should continue. And I want to tell you the economy is improving and is doing much better. Even when we come to negotiations next year on the division of revenue bill, I believe we'll have a better conversation. We'll have a better conversation. And when the economy improves, the governors, you are the first people to know, because wananchi will know, because they will feel the impact of an improved economy. And we have no desire to keep money away from you. We'll give you the money when we collect it. And we must collect it from somewhere, and we will collect it from the people of Kenya. So we want governors to support what we are doing to collect more money so that we pass it on to you. It doesn't make sense for any governor in the 47 counties to oppose the finance bill, because the finance bill is about raising money to give you and other Kenyans. So if you complain we are collecting money and you still expect money from us, then there is a problem. So mimi nimeshukuru sana kwa kunialika hapa, and we look forward to be meeting you from time to time as we continuously engage. Invite me to come now, we launch your projects. That is the docket in my office. And as I said, there are no Kenyans for county governments, and there are no Kenyans for the national government. They are the same people. The same people who elected you as governors and senators are the same people who elected President William Ruto and I. We serve the same people. Let us work together, let us collaborate, let us cooperate for the benefit of the people of Kenya. With those very many remarks, asanteni sana, Mungu wabariki na wabariki sana.
First thing, the deputy president claimed that Raila cannot purport. So if you've not watched my previous video, just go and watch Raila attacking US Ambassador Meg Whitman, saying that US Ambassador is rogue, because the US Ambassador actually said that the 2022 general elections that were held in Kenya were the freest and the fairest and the best and the most credible elections, and they show a maturing democracy in Kenya, whereby there's peaceful transition of power. And guys, like USA champions for democracy a lot around the world. And so it was so proud of Kenya for being the leader in democratic processes in Africa. These are the sentiments by US Ambassador that caught Raila Odinga temperament, and he responded by saying Meg Whitman is a rogue ambassador, she should shut her mouth, and finally Raila will be calling for the recalling of US ambassador back to the United States. So these are the statements that the deputy president had to come and give a rejoinder, a rebuttal. And first he said Raila is a private citizen. There is no way Raila can even transfer, leave alone sack, transfer his assistant chief back in Bondo. Ah, man, that is so hurtful. You know, in the file and rank of the NGAO, the National Government Administrative Officers, we start with the president, we go to the deputy, the regional county commissioner, county commissioners, we go to the, inspector general, like that, until the chief, and the list of them all is the assistant chief. So, for you to understand this, the deputy president is saying, Raila, leave alone a chief. The sub chief, assistant chief, you can't even transfer that one. That is how powerless you are. And now you're here telling us you have the capacity to ensure a representative of the United States government appointed by the government of the USA, that you have the power to recall such an individual. It is impossible. So he went ahead and told him, you can't even fire an assistant chief. You don't have the power. You're a private citizen. You can't even fire an assistant chief, leave alone an ambassador. And so, one thing about, maybe I can finish the other statement that Gachagua told Raila was that that the government has begun the re-registration of senior citizens who are above 70 years. So the government of Kenya offers support for citizens who are living in disability. Some are weak, they can't work, they are sickly, they are poor. So the government gives them a stipend of 2,000 shillings to buy the basic food commodities and maybe some few drugs, because most of them are sickly at that age. And so the deputy president went ahead and said, you know what? The president has ordered that we kick off the registration of the senior citizens. And Raila, since he has attained the age of 70, is in the rank of a senior citizen, he should be registered so that he can be receiving his 2,000 every month and then go back to Bondo to enjoy the 2,000 every month. Man, this is another mockery of the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, because guys, like Raila is a billionaire. He doesn't need 2,000 to do anything in his life anyway. But Gachagua is doing this to infuriate Raila Odinga, to raise political temperatures, to stir up the anger, the agitation from Raila, to show contempt, And this is the character of the deputy president. His attack on the opposition chief is very, very calculated. It's a calculated attack. He measures what he says, and he makes sure that the Bible tirade is going to give to the opposition will itch to the core. And that's why they have nicknamed him Gachagua, which has a very bad meaning. Go find out. The other thing the deputy president was talking about was that he was talking about the security of the opposition. So he said that the last time he addressed Achilo Ayako in Alliance, he told him that he withdrew the security because they needed more security officers to guard against demonstrations. And he said he's not just withdrawing he's not just withdrawing security of governors. He has withdrawn security for former cabinet secretaries, former vice president Kalonzo Musyoka, former prime minister, former ministers, and other senior government officials who are misusing the police. Because he said there's no way you can set up a police officer, the bodyguards to these opposition people, to fight against other police officers. It is indignified to do so. And so he said they are reviewing the situation, and if they are convinced that indeed the behavior has changed of the opposition, then he is going to reinstate their security. But as it stands right now, they are not going to enjoy that security, because he says they need those security officers to actually come and continue the business of manning property of Kenyans and protecting the lives of Kenyans. Okay, so Gachagua is one person that, in fact, this Kenya Kwanza administration, they came in after they were really persecuted by the former regime, extremely persecuted. Guys, maybe you don't know this, some of you maybe who are not, maybe did not watch or see it, but Gachagua is a very, very bad victim of the former regime. He has been arrested in very inhumane conditions. He has been arraigned and charged. His money, 200 million, was taken away. And so right now, because he has the full control of government, his money was refunded, his charges were dropped and things like that, because they say those were trumped up charges. He's doing everything in his power now to reign supreme, and he can arrest anyone right now who infuriates him. And man, it is not a laughing matter, but then that's it, guys. That's it. So let us wait and see the rebuttal from the Raila. Currently, Gachagua is trending at number 1 on Twitter. People have trended his nickname because of his utterances today that people really followed at the Devolution conference in Eldoret. So I'll attach the video. Make sure you also see it. You can see the rest of the statement, what he said, and comment. Leave a comment down below. Tell me if you agree with him or you don't agree with him, or what you think about all this full story. Meanwhile, guys, thank you so much. We are celebrating 1,000 subscribers. That is a very great achievement for me and for us. I'm so happy. We started at 0. Now we are at 1,000. Let us multiply by 1,000 and reach 1,000,000. Let us now go to road to 100k subscribers. If we did 1,000, there is no limit to where we can reach. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this content, make sure you like, make sure you drop a positive comment, and what else? Adios. See you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. This has been your guy, yours truly, Elijah Gishuru or Gichuru for my international audience. Asanteni sana.